Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is Jackass Retro. My name is Matt. If it's your first time here, we do some weekly videos on postcards that have sold on eBay this week. So today we're going to be talking about all the part two, really, of the postcards that sold right after I got back from vacation. So this is going to cover sales pretty much from, I don't know, right around the 6th up through the 8th, so up through this last weekend. And there's quite a few. This one we had to split into two parts. So we're doing these videos really for a couple of reasons. One, for other postcard sellers to see what other postcards or sellers are selling on eBay. Two, kind of a little bit of an education for people who are new or just now getting interested in postcards, maybe thinking about learning how to sell them on eBay. And yeah, I don't want to take too much time, but if it is your first time here, make sure that you hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification button, because I do sell a lot of things other than postcards. And we talk about those things all the time on our live streams, which happen at least around 3 to 5 times a week. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Want to get down because we got a lot to go over. All right. All right. So this first postcard I actually just picked up, just listed. This is the Morrison Christmas Planning Commission. It was put on a prepaid postal card printed by, I assume, Morrison here, Betty and Jim Morrison. And yeah, I think this is just a very unique, like 1960s, Christmas. Come plan with us, right? It didn't go to anyone in Eureka, nor did it go to somebody named Peters or Morrison. So I think somebody just maybe interested in collecting unique Christmas postcards. This one definitely stands out if you're going through a box of postcards. This is something you don't see all the time. So it did sell for $19.95. Plus $1 shipping for eBay standard envelope. Next, this one came as well from that same lot. This is a chrome postcard. Now, somebody asked in the comments, what do I mean when I say a chrome postcard? Well, chrome really is like, you think Kodachrome or photochrome or ectochrome. It's really just the photo processing process for photography, right? So when you see somebody say or refer to a chrome postcard, it's really in reference to the methodology of photography and printing of the postcards. So for instance, we'll take a look here in a little bit of like a printed postcard that's older versus a chromatic or chrome postcard. So it's really just in general, the methodology of printing the postcards also gives an indication of the age of the postcard as well, because you really didn't see these chrome postcards introduced into the late 1940s, early 1950s. And that's more or less the majority of postcards that you see after that point. If you've seen a postcard in a store that has a picture of the place you're in, most likely you're looking at a chrome postcard. So hopefully that explains it for people just a little bit more. I am going to be doing a little bit more of a detailed dive on that later this week. Just the easiest way to identify and date your postcards. So this is the Black Mountain Apple Blossom Motel in Black Mountain, North Carolina. Chrome postcard. AAA, we can date it a couple of different ways. One, the way it was printed. Phone numbers often help. We can look at the cars, right? This is probably 1970s looking at these cars, maybe 1960s, maybe even as late as early 80s. Looking at the phone number on the back of the card, we think maybe it's got the area code, so it's maybe a little bit later, right? So it's a 6-digit area code, so we know it's not as back as the 40s or 50s. So just a couple of things we can be, having a good look out for. This one sold, again, $4.95, free shipping. This is the Los Gatos Creek Stone Bridge in where'd we go? I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. That's the right one. I apologize. Breaking Virgin Soil in Washington State. I messed up. Not just on this video, but actually on the listing. I had this as the front photograph on the listing. I had accidentally and inadvertently uploaded a second picture for this listing. So this is the one I actually sent out and the one that I actually sold. This went out, well, it was delivered yesterday and I haven't heard any complaints. So they got the card they wanted. I think they figured out what was going on, as did I. So this is a divided back postcard. We can tell because this line coming down the middle right here, divided into two sides. On one side, we've got the addressee rather, and on the left side, we've got the message. And I'm not going to try to read this one because the handwriting is atrocious. But this card, and not this one, sold for $6.95, free shipping. Let's move on, shall we? All right, linen postcard. So linen postcards, you can usually tell by the, actually this is not a linen. This is a white border postcard. We can tell that because of the, what's that? Bueller? White border. That's right. You will usually see cross hatching on a linen postcard. They look very similar. Linen postcards came right after the white borders. So white borders, typically the mid-teens up until the roughly mid-30s for linen, up until roughly late 40s, early 50s. So even into the mid-50s, really. There's some crossover on these. So this one is the Redwood Highway, freshwater lagoon between Oric and Trinidad. Not big money, $3.95, free shipping. All right, moving on. Okay, this is obviously sold for the swastika peace symbol. This is pre-World War II, before the Germans sort of co-opted the use of the swastika. Before that, it meant peace and was a sign of goodwill, not the meaning that it has come to nowadays. Outside of that, little Dutch boy with the cute little "May you have a round of good luck in the new year." 1913. We can again divide it back. There we go. This one sold for $25, and buyer paid for first class shipping. We've got a parade formation at the U.S. Naval Training Station in San Diego. Divided, or not divided back. This is a linen postcard. If we look really close, we can maybe see some of the cross hatching. This one's very well printed, though, so it might be very difficult to see. But generally speaking, a very cool image. I like the rows of sailors, the flags. Everyone is in formation, and the Western architecture style, which is I feel just a little unexpected. I feel like when you think of a naval base or military base, you think of something much more cold and less stylized, I guess, than the, this very, very Californian Southwest architectural style. This one sold for $5.95, free shipping. Next up, this one's cool. I like this one. There's a few of them out there in this series. This is a chrome postcard, right? So it looks photographic. This is actually a literally, I believe, a Kodachrome process. Valentine black certainly looks that way, right? This looks like the sort of color wash of a Kodachrome photo. Royal Mountain Police with a First People's Chief, $7.95. Free shipping, except nope, they paid for shipping because it went to Canada. Moving on. Shoot the Shoots. We talked about this a couple solds ago, a couple videos ago. Shoot the Shoot seems to be a pretty popular term, at least in postcards. I think it was just probably in reference to roller coasters and rides in general, slides, as it were. This one looks fun. I would ride on this much sooner than I would ride on that janky old metal thing from the one yesterday. Not going to try to read that. Divided back right down the middle. And this one sold for $8.50, free shipping. Sold a bunch of University of Cincinnati chrome postcards. We talked about a couple of them yesterday. We'll talk about some more of them today because they've sold rather quickly. This here is the Wilson Memorial Hall at the University of Cincinnati. Unposted, sold for $5.95, free shipping. Next up, the old Elkhart in Goshen, Indiana, or Goshen, I believe it is. Fairly generic river kind of view. Undivided back, right? So we don't have a line coming down the middle separating the addressee from the message. This is generally back then, they would write the message here on the front. They'd use as much of this negative space as possible for the message. Some people would stick down to the bottom. Some people would just go all over the place. Some people would fill every square inch of this thing that wasn't an address or a postmark. So this one sold for $5.95, free shipping. We got a bucking bronco among the cactus. Artist signed by F.W. Schultz. You can see that down here in the lower right-hand corner if that thing doesn't pop up. 1907, even dated, right? So there's another way we can date the postcards if it's an artist-signed postcard, and they've been so kind as to date it for us. So sometimes as well, we can confirm that with the date on the actual postcard itself. I'm not seeing very well. It looks like maybe 1912 up here. So we can really go with either of those dates when we're putting the list together. This one, very cool. Just a dynamic image, sold for $14.95. Buyer paid for international shipping. All right, it says $24.95 there, but that's not what they paid. All right, here's a good one for a linen postcard because we can really see the texturing and the cross hatching. This is Cannon Beach, Oregon. I actually spent many vacations at this place when I was growing up. This postcard was well before I think it was a very popular tourist location or destination. I have probably been on this very stretch of road. most likely. That is Haystack Rock, and these are the 2 needle rocks. Looks like a haystack, looks like the needles. Pretty clever, isn't it? Unposted. Sent out an offer on this one, $20 plus first class shipping is what they paid. This one came out of the Goodwill postcard auction that I purchased recently. All right. Coney Island steamer. Man, I can't. Yeah. It makes me think of another funny steamer. Let me just say that. All right, linen postcard. Again, we can see the cross hatching here on the linen. This is the Island Queen, Cincinnati, Ohio. Very cool riverboat style steamboat ship crossing the Ohio River. Kramer Art Cincinnati postcard. Just a all in all nice one. I could have maybe gotten a little more for this one. I sent out an offer for $6.60. I think that this could potentially have gone up to the like $8 or $9 range, but I'm happy with it. All right, next up, we got another chrome postcard, right? So when we say chrome, we're talking about a more photographic image, not necessarily a photograph, but usually where it starts. This is the air view of campus, University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. Okay, so another way that we can date postcards is in the stamp box right here. All right, now this isn't true for all postcards, but for Kurt-type color cards, or basically most Kurt-type color, which we can tell down here, this code right here, right, will date the postcard for us. So this right here, C is 1950s, B would be 1940s, A would be 1930s, and of course D would be 1960s. The 9 is the year within that the card was produced. So this card was produced in 1959. Now, you don't have to remember that because you know this now. Kurt-type date codes. Google. And you'll get there real easy. All right. This is a Sheehan's famous picture card. Not a real photograph. Obviously, it's been a artist rendition of a photograph, or maybe a artist rendition of multiple photographs. But this dog seems to sure want that cookie from the parrot. And that parrot's being a jerk, not wanting to give it away. So here we go. Divided back. Sheehan's famous picture card. We've got the date down here. We can see it 1909. So this one sold pretty much overnight for $20 plus first class shipping. Here we go. Calico Ghost Town. This is Barstow, California. Anytime I see Barstow, it makes me think of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. 4 miles west of Yermo, 9 miles east of Barstow. So, got a bunch of these calico from my friend when I was down in the Bay Area just recently. This particular one sold for $9 plus $1 shipping. So this is a chrome as well, right? You know, essentially a photographic image as the source. All right, this is a white border. We know that from the white border going around the edge here. So when you find a white border postcard, it may look very much like a linen, right? So you're going to want to look for that texturing, that cross-hatching. If that's not there, but you do have the white border, you've got a white border postcard. Now, the nice thing is when you're creating a listing for these, eBay is very kind and actually gives you the date range on this. So if you don't know the date, that's okay. You don't have to put a specific date in with your postcards. That's not a big deal, but you can pretty easily identify now. This is a white border, and this is Montreat, North Carolina. The Lakeside building on Lake Susan. Very cool looking building. Very nice toning. Very nice coloration on this one. I like it a lot. Sold for $6.60. Sent out an offer. Somebody took it. Look at that baby and that dog. Bulldog puppy in a harness. I believe it's bulldog. That's what I put in the listing, and somebody bought it. So this one I fixed it up, right? Talked about on the last video, starting to frame my postcards a little differently and a little better to highlight the good stuff, right? So on this one, I kind of fixed up the toning a little bit on that main photo so that people could see a little bit better what they were getting. You can see the difference here. Now, real photo postcards, we have another way that we can date our postcards. Here we have the Azo. Now, this is only good for Azo. 4 upward arrows. So one way that we can date it, if we want to, is there's a great reference website. It's if you just do a Google search for Playles, Playles. Not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but it's Playles, and search for that and RPPC. And they have a reference of stamp boxes from many, many, many different photograph backings, stamp boxes you might find. And there's a whole lot of different ones for Azo. So these 4 up arrows, I don't have it in the listing, and I'm working from memory here, but I believe is roughly like 1908 to 1914. I might be wrong with that, but that's roughly. So that this puts that, right around 1910s. There we go. So this little dog and this little baby sold for $14.95 plus $1 shipping. That was my full asking price. All right. A couple videos ago, we talked about the Camp House Church or Chapel. This one is the Officers Lounge interior. So we've got, or the Service Club Lounge interior. Very cool painting on the back there, I assume. Sort of got a sepia tone. This is a linen postcard. We can, if we look real close, we can see that cross hatching, right? Somebody was nice enough to date this for us, right down to the bottom right-hand corner, April 13th, 1944. And we've got a postmark up here as well. Very cool little piece of history, World War II era. This one sold for $14.95 plus first-class shipping. Oop, there it is again. All right. Moving on, this is another white border, not linen, although, again, they can be easily mixed up from time to time, especially when you're looking at a scan. This is the Summerland, California oil wells in the sea. This is a not uncommon subject. I like this one a lot. It's got a lot going on. This one sold for $6.95, free shipping. All right. I really like this one as well. My scanner or my printer or just the way it uploads. She's wearing a blue jumpsuit, not a green one if you look at the actual postcard with your bare eyes. But it shows up green, and I couldn't figure out how to make it tone right. So So I hope the customer doesn't mind. They got a very pretty Western lady wearing a blue jumpsuit and not a green one. Although, what a jumpsuit. This one sold for $9.95, free shipping. This is Palomino's Pal on the back here. So again, dated by the person writing it, dated right on the back here. So we got all kinds of ways too. And of course, this one is a Bueller Chrome postcard. Yes, you got it right. Thank you. Next. Again, sold right away. $15.95 plus $1 shipping. Very adorable, cute dog puppy postcard for Christmas. Look at the holly and the dog presents and the dog. Whitney made. If you can squeeze it in, getting the publisher in there is good. Not required by any means. This is, I would say, qualify as a divided back postcard just here. It looks like there may have at some point been some writing or something rubbed off on it, or maybe I'm just looking at the embossing on the back here. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing I'm looking at. It's the embossing. This one sold $15.95 plus $1 for shipping. Grading some oranges in I'm going to just go ahead and go out on a limb here and say California. Mibs? California? I think so. Not Florida. Yeah, those totally are California oranges. What do you guys think? I like the person here grading the oranges. It looks like one of the peasants that Trogdor burninated. Crop and Company. So Crop, I mean, it could be Florida, I guess. I still say California. Yeah, that's what I said. And that's what I put in the listing. And that's what somebody bought it as. Sheboygan in the Blaven. All right, large letter greeting. This one is a linen postcard. Hard to see the cross-hatching here, but most of these large letter ones that I come across anyways are typically going to be linen. Let's see. Sheboygan. I like that at the bottom. Sheboygan. Is that how you actually say Sheboygan? Or have I been saying it wrong my whole life? Is it Sheboygan and not Sheboygan? Because I always thought it was Sheboygan, like in the Blaven. S. Seen at Volarath Bowl. Oh, look at that. I'm not going to go through all of them. Don't worry. This one sold relatively quickly. $3.95 free shipping. Another University of Cincinnati. This is the College of Design, Architectural, and Arts at the Alms Memorial Building. Sort of a cool postmodern glass and geometric bricky kind of thing. Reminds me of just about like any college building built in the 70s, right? This could be, I don't know, any college that built a building in the 70s. This car, though, look at that car. That car is hot. I want that car. All right. Anyways, this one sold again relatively quickly, $11.96 plus $1 shipping. Here's another linen postcard. Pretty obvious on this one. You can see the cross-hatching. These Keep 'em Flying World War II patriotic postcards. Pretty common. You'll see there are many different planes, many different versions of it. This one, obviously, the B-17. The thing I really like about this card, and I think is so sort of austere, is that's the kind of plane I will be in. So this is somebody who hasn't yet gone on to war. We don't know who wrote it. We don't know anything about this person. There's no name. There's no addressee. Nothing happened. Just a quick little note. that this is the kind of plane I will be in. This one went for $13.95 plus $3.50 shipping. Another University of Cincinnati. This is the Daniels Residence Hall. There we go. Unposted. This is a chrome, right? So we're working from a, chromatic photographic image. Very cool kind of 3-point perspective kind of angle at this one. I like this. $5.95. Free shipping. All right. Then we got the scene on the beach at the Woodland Park in Ashtabula Harbor, Ohio. Look, everyone just kind of sitting there. These people over here in the corner just staring at their shoes. These other guys over here having a little talk. This other guy's by himself. We got some people kissing. And then we got some nuns in the distance here or something. 1908, July 28th, 1908. Look, they dated it for us. We don't even have to think. Divided back, line down the middle. Publisher over here, John L. Lee. I didn't even mention that. Used but not posted. There you go. This one sold for $21 plus first class shipping. Not a super common subject or location, which is what I believe sold this one. All right. This is my home state of Washington, Mount Rainier National Park. Very pretty cowboys, not cowboys, but, on horseback. I like the image. It was really common. There was a lot of them out there. So I just went at a price I knew I could sell it at. So $3.95 free shipping. Beautiful lookout. So there you go. Not a lot to say about this one. It is Mount Rainier. All right. We have the next two went to the same customer. I took offers on both. They're both Oregon subjects. Oops. I just made that up. I didn't take on both. This one, they just went to the same customer. That's all there is. Crater Lake, a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Oregon. Never seen a specific one like this from Oregon. Look at the back of this thing. It's so cool. And so Edward Mitchell, very, very prominent publisher of postcards out of San Francisco. You can see that at the bottom. Edward H. Mitchell in California. So Oregon City, Oregon. Looks like some Oregon blackberries, maybe something like that right here. I forget the name of those berries. Loganberries, probably Loganberries. That would make sense. There's a little island in the middle of Crater Lake. There you go. And then the Mitchell Tunnel in the Columbia River Highway, Oregon. This one came from the Goodwill lot that I purchased. Very common subject out there. This one sold for $5.95, free shipping. Okay. Well, there you have it. What a long 4 days. That was a lot of postcard sales. We covered 3 weeks and 4 videos, so that was a lot of postcards. I tried to slow this one down a little bit and go over some basics. So if you were, you're already familiar with postcards and you already this is, well, why is he doing this? We have a lot of people who are watching the channel, leaving comments who are still new and still trying to wrap their brain around the whole thing. So wanted to, just kind of give a little bit more information and some 101s on what to look for. So if you have questions, as always, feel free to put them in the comments. If you want to show support for the channel, you can visit the store. You can buy me a coffee. And that's going to be it for this What Sold video. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you next week for the next What Sold. I do have a couple of other videos that I'll be dropping over the course of this week. Just a little bit more isolated, quick and dirty on the different types of postcards and how to identify. And then I forget what else. But if you have an idea for a video, you can leave those in the comments as well. And I'll definitely take those into consideration. Always looking for ideas. Thank you again for watching. Have a good one. See you next time.